Hello and welcome to a quick video about using the data loader tool within Salesforce. You can think of data loader as almost a tool to use when maybe the data migration wizard may not apply to you for a specific reason. So for an example, maybe you have too much data, or you may only want to bring in either just your contacts or just your case records. This would definitely be the video for you to get started. I would always recommend first to look into the data loader help documentation first, and also completing the data loader trailhead first. But let's go ahead and first give an overview here. It's kind of an example scenario here. This is my demo environment here, and I currently don't have any data in here at all. And I want to be able to bring in data. So how do we do this exactly first? So for all intents and purposes here, what we're going to do is we're first going to need to create a CSV file. And what a CSV file is it is a Excel file, or a file that can be opened up in Excel, that's meant for mass data. So yours will look different from one person to the next, but ultimately here, what this is this is all of my data for inserting mass amounts of data into Salesforce using data loader. So if I want my cases to be associated with specific accounts or contacts, I would need to get the Salesforce account ID first. But for all intents and purposes, let's just say I have all of that information already, and I'm ready now to insert this information, all of this CSV data to Salesforce, and get this created without using the data migration wizard. So how do we do this first? So let's go ahead and first look at data loader, the tool itself. Once it's fully installed here, you'll see a bunch of different buttons here. We first have insert, update, upsert, delete, export, and export all. And for the video here, we're going to say insert because we want to insert data. So if we click insert right here, the very first thing you'll get is you'll need to log in and then authorize data loader to use your credentials and to connect to your instance of Salesforce. If you are an existing Salesforce instance, please do this in a sandbox first. And it's great practice to either try it in a sandbox or maybe a trailhead instance first. So once you're logged into the environment you'd like to be in here, you're going to want to first choose which object are we relating to here. Where do we want to insert our data, in other words? I know we need to insert data into the case object. And so we'll choose our CSV file right down here, which exists on my desktop. If this is grayed out, it's very possibly because it's saved in Excel file. You have to have the data saved in a CSV file. So once that file's chosen right here, we'll click next, saying this will insert 80 case files. And do we want to either choose an existing map or create a map? We're going to say create a map. And what that is it's saying, okay, we have a field in our CSV named account ID. What does that relate to on the document here, the CSV file? So I personally always like to say auto match columns first, and that'll hopefully be able to match everything up and map what is this in the CSV file when it gets migrated over to Salesforce. If there's any blanks here, no need to worry about it. It just means that that field is blank, that there's not necessarily data there. If you do not get all of the required information in, you will get an error message doing this process. So all your required fields need to be filled out for all of the case records you're trying to insert. So now that we've mapped all that right here, we'll click next. This is the success and fail and errors file. It's great if you do have errors. That way you can determine why did this fail. We can definitely see why. And we're ready to go here. We'll go ahead and click finish. And we'll click yes, we want to proceed. And depending on how much data you have here, this will take a lot longer because most likely you have more than 80 records. And luckily, everything here was successfully inserted. So now we can click OK. And we look at my environment here, my Salesforce testing environment. We can refresh here and see if everything was created successfully. And we can see everything here is created. And let's go ahead and click into one of my cases here. And as we can see up here, the subject was successfully brought over. Since we did have the Salesforce record IDs, it's automatically connecting to the correct person, and the subject was brought over, as well as the category field we created. I hope this is helpful, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.